Welcome, beekeepers. I recently spent a couple of days at the Ozarks Folk Center up in Mountain View, Arkansas for the Arkansas Beekeepers Association annual convention. I got some awesome interviews and a few clips of the panel discussion. So let's get going.
Beans are there. I mean, it did last for a long time. Just like you do a hot pepper sauce, you just add more vinegar or whatever it is to it.
This is the time when having arthritis reminds you. Let's go right in.
Yep.
So the honey contest is over.
Yep.
All right, good morning, beekeepers. Today we are at the Arkansas Beekeepers Association annual meeting in Mountain Home. I've got Michael Mahar with me today from 21st Bee. If you haven't seen these frames yet, you really need to check them out. Michael, how's it going this morning?
Good. Real good.
We've looked at these. The first time I think you introduced them was at Nabi last year.
First time anybody's seen them. I just got all my patents done just in time to make Nabi.
Yep. That's the Northeast Arkansas Honeybee Exposition in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah.
In January. Wonderful time to be in Kentucky. You created these, just decided there was a good market for them, a good place for them. You designed them. Mm-hmm. Your factory makes them, so they're not made in China and shipped over here. Great product. They're very reasonably priced. He calls them the infinity frame for a very good reason. You buy these, you don't ever have to replace them.
That's ideal. You should get infinite uses out of them. Just, when it's time to clean the wax off, just clean it off, re-wax them, and put them right back in.
Yeah. You were talking about yesterday, you have a steam wax melting device.
I was telling people that to clean them, the way I reinforce them, a lot of plastic frames, they twist and warp with any kind of heat. These are reinforced enough, you can do whatever's convenient to you to clean them. So you can steam, boiling water, power wash, solar melters, just whatever's convenient. Anything will work, nothing will hurt them.
Yeah. Try that with your normal wooden frame with the plastic insert, and you get to buy a new plastic insert and start all over because they warp really bad. These, you can lay them out in the sun, let them get hot, melt all the wax and crud off of them, or steam clean them or whatever. They're very nice. They're very solid construction. They don't bend. They're just amazing. And he has a proprietary system to wax spray these.
Yeah, that's
he won't let anybody see. He
that's
told me that yesterday.
Yeah, that's our only secret. So, injection molding, it's a pretty basic process. I have videos on my website and YouTube showing our machines, picking the material up and making the parts so you can see that we really do them. But the wax machine, it's the secret. It doesn't get pictures. Nobody sees it. Yep. It's a very finicky process to get the wax applied the way I want it. So the bees like to take it and build on it very fast, generally 2 weeks or less. They have it pulled out. Yep. And that's all about the thickness and the texturing. And that's the machine, all the little tweaking we do to it. That's why when you look at them up close, they kind of have that snowy textured look. It's all about what the bees like to touch and feel and what they can work easily.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that they're very well waxed. You said yesterday it's equivalent to about a triple dip.
Yeah. Gram wise, in terms of the volume, it's almost exactly a triple coat. So.
And he will, I don't remember how much you said more. You can stamp the frames.
Oh yeah. So here's an example. So we hot stamp. So you can have. I don't know if you can say it up there or not, probably. But yeah, you can stamp in, like if you're in Arkansas, your state apiary number, or if you're doing nuke sales, or if you like to just mark your yards so you don't mix frames up after you harvest and clean them. We actually melt the lettering into the frame so it doesn't wear off, and if by some awful event somebody steals your frames, steals a hive, you can't exactly take these and resell them very easily. You make it at least a lot of work for somebody to want to tamper with them.
And then it'd still be very evident that somebody sanded them down.
Oh, you'd have to take a grinder and put a big groove out of them to get rid of that.
All right, let's go over the different types of frames that you got here.
Okay.
Scroll all the way down here to the end if you can.
Yeah. So I try to do a little bit of everything for everybody to kind of fit their need. So I make a mating frame. So in the old days, before all these little miniature styrofoam mating nukes came around, we would just take deep boxes and split them in half or into quarters, and we would put these into individual chambers and raise queens in them. So I made these because that's the way I like to do it. You can really see a good laying pattern from the queen to know if she's actually mated well, instead of having just this tiny little patch where any queen can fill that up, whether they're good or bad. And do a foundationless cut comb. So if you want to do a little bit of cut comb without having to buy all the rings and inserts and all the pieces, this is ready to go right out of the box. The bees naturally draw it. And then if your weber doesn't work out and wax gets a little bit hard, I've got bars to reinforce it and the pass through, so you can just use it like a normal frame, throw it in your extractor, cut it out, and try again next year. So you're not, it's not just a single use item. You can, whatever happens, you're going to get honey out of it.
Yeah, sure.
And then we do deep and medium in all your normal frames. We don't do any shallows. So we have small cell, which is 4.9, the 5.4 standard, which is the tan, and then we do a blue drone. I do a 6.6 drone because I want them to be really big and fat. So bees, as they're moving around, mites can really tell the difference between what the drone is and the worker.
Right.
And everybody always asks, why are they not green like a normal drone frame?
Yeah.
So I like to use medium drones as supers because they're really easy to extract when you're hand cranking. So I didn't want to make them green and everybody think they're one use only. I have some people that buy those and they stamp on top honey only, so they kind of keep track of what everything is. But it's a good way to get multiple uses out of it instead of it just being a drone frame only. So yeah, but between everything, there's some kind of size combination here that kind of works for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dimensionally, it's the exact same outer dimensions as a standard wood frame, so you can intermix it with anything you already have. You don't have to throw away perfectly good frames that you're already using.
Right.
Just over time, you can just incorporate them in. I tell people as you cull frames every year, you can just drop a few of these in, and over multiple years, you can just switch your whole system over.
And since they're nice and heavy wax, they'll build them out pretty quick.
They do. Generally, everybody across the country, doesn't matter the kind of bees or their style, if there's a flow going on, it seems like 2 weeks or less. They're drawn out and moving in them. And the way we do our wax, you don't want to add extra wax to them when you get them. You'll actually slow them down because you're going to destroy that layering up on the walls that I've worked really hard to build. You just take them out of the box and you just drop them in. And it's like counterintuitive. You always want to add more wax, but just stop yourself and just right from the cardboard box into the hive and you're done.
Yeah, that's good. Well, you got a good product. I've seen a lot of people coming and going with boxes where you sold quite a few.
Yeah, a lot of people at shows, they like to pick up a 5-pack and sprinkle them in and try them out and see what they think of them.
All right. So I heard briefly yesterday that you're soon going to have your knobby pricing available.
Yeah, probably
We can kind of tease people with that.
mid-October-ish. So it's not going to be a massive discount.
Oh, it's not going to be half off.
No, I was originally selling them, trying to go through dealers, and I decided to make them more affordable. We were going to do factory pricing only, so I already shaved over 20% off what we were originally doing. So I've got a little bit of margin to play with, but I'm shipping a lot of product out, so I'm going to pay for the shipping myself too. So it'll be a little discount, but if you're at Knobby, you'll get that little discount, plus you don't have to pay for the shipping, which depending on where you're at, that really adds up. So people will be able to do pre-orders on our website, so I can plan and mark and make sure I have their stuff there and don't run out for them.
Okay. Well, in order to get pricing or to order these, you just get with Michael here. And what's your email or
You just go to
website?
Just go to our website. It's 21stbee.com.
21stbee.com. He'll have the pricing and a place you can order them and check these frames out. I'm going to pick up a few for myself to get started for next year.
Yeah.
Michael, good to talk to you.
Yeah.
And we'll see you at Knobby, if not before then.
Yeah. See everybody there.
Yep. All right. Thank you. Well, I got lucky and found Matthew from Hives for Heroes. So, how you doing this morning, Mike? Matthew?
Good. Thank you. How are you doing, Keith?
Good to see you.
Yeah. So Hives for Heroes is a national nonprofit. We're the largest bee club in the country. We're 10,000 plus members. A national nonprofit helping veterans and first responders into beekeeping with giving them connection, purpose, and healthy relationships. Stewarding the honeybee, there's not much higher purpose in our world than that. And all the nonprofits out there for veterans and first responders, we're trying to put our passion in to the hearts of other veterans and get them off the couch and stop the veteran suicide epidemic. So I'm here at the Arkansas Beekeepers Association showing my passion and joy for beekeeping for other veterans to get them off the couch, and hopefully they find the love of the honeybee that I have.
Yeah, it's a great thing to get them paired up with somebody that can mentor them in the bees, to help those people that are coming back from service, either overseas or from first responders or whatever. It's a great cause, and I know it's growing real well. They've added quite a few more representatives throughout the country, so it's a growing thing.
Yep. I'll be at the Eastern Missouri Beekeepers Association conference in February, and here in October I'll be at the Missouri Beekeepers Association, and I'm looking for leadership in Missouri, and always looking for more leadership to help me do what I do in Arkansas. And as a testimony to Arkansas Beekeepers, I got first place Arkansas honey last year, and I held the title this year. I got first place Arkansas honey this year, but last year I did an amber, and this year I did a light. And I'm just a fifth-year beekeeper. It's just a testament to what we can do as veterans in the beekeeping world, where our attention to detail makes great beekeepers.
Yep.
It's just ingrained in us so hard that we do amazing at it.
They're always looking for new mentors, and of course, heroes that we can mentor as well. So
And donations, I can provide a tax receipt, so you can, all your unused equipment, I can give it to a veteran or a first responder, and you can mark what you want out of it on your tax February.
it's a good deal all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
So, very good program. Hope you look into it. If you meet Matthew at one of the other conventions, just sit down and talk to him for a while, and we'll see if we can't get some more people excited about Hives for Heroes.
Yeah, we've got a lot of amazing stuff coming up. We've got the BX app coming out, and that's going to allow us all to connect so much better. We've got everything all over the place: Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and we're going to have it all in one place. And I'll have my own Arkansas page, and all the other state leaders are going to have their own page. So we'll have the ability to connect so much easier. And connection is the biggest thing. Yeah. And like our testimonies of connection all over the country, they're all the same. What we're doing with the honeybee, what the honeybee is doing in us, is the same everywhere. And so it's just amazing. The design that Steve Jimenez saw and brought to life through Hives for Heroes is working.
Good deal. All right. Well, Matthew, great to meet you. And we'll be seeing more of you in the future.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. Next is a few clips of the panel discussion that was held the last day. The people in this panel did several other sessions that were really great. Didn't video any of those, but that gives you the interest to come back next year and see some more. Now, I will post the entire panel discussion as a separate video, so stay tuned for that, but let's go watch some of these shorts.
So this talk is about queens.
So the question is, how do you do a 2-minute inspection? And basically, you mentioned that you've lost 3 queens. So just for the record, I do not think that every inspection should be a 2-minute inspection. I brought up the 2 minutes just because when you get to a point where you're a commercial beekeeper, which I am not, but commercial beekeepers are extremely efficient and very good at reading their bees, and they're able to really tell the calling and health very, very quickly. So that is something that we should all be aware of, that is a potential goal for us to make. My concern with newer beekeepers is that it's so much fun to be in that colony that you spend a lot of time looking at every single frame, and that's extremely disruptive for the colony as well as potentially risky for your queen. So
I advise people that are starting beekeeping, people will call and say, I want to get me a beehive. Well, you kind of need to, maybe, if you're brave, maybe even 3. And the reason for that is, one of them, make sure it's queen right, healthy, has food, and leave it alone. Put supers on it, leave it alone. The other one, it's like you donate it to science. Get in it as often as you want to. Read everything you can about bee health, bee biology, bee behavior. Read everything you can, and then get in that science hive and find it. See if you're seeing what you're reading. That's how you learn about and that's the quickest way to learn about the bees. And that donated to science hive, it's likely to be a cadaver by the end of the year. Yeah, I mean,
right.
what I was getting at is that when bees supersede a queen, they very seldom make just one queen cell. They usually make 6 or 8 or 12.
Yeah.
And at that point, you need to reduce that down. If you're in there before they emerge, leave one good one and do whatever you want to with the rest of them.
So your neighbor did.
So it's a stress-related disease,
Okay.
and I thought it was stress-related because of a dearth. Let's say it's a dearth. Well, we see more European foul brood in the spring buildup than we do any other time of year, and it's because the queen's laying so hard, the nurse bees are so overworked. That's where the stress is. That's where I see it more often than not. Do we see it later on in the year? You bet we do. But I see more in the springtime than I do any other time.
So there's another way, and they might help me out, I may do it right, but you can do like he said, put in brand new combs, move some more bees over with larvae and everything over, change the queen, and feed like crazy. Is that right?
I wouldn't put more larvae on it.
You would put,
No.
not put more larvae in?
No, you want to shake all the adult bees on a fresh foundation.
Yeah.
Cage your queen for a couple of
Cage your
weeks.
queen, yeah.
Feed them heavily with syrup, and it'll cleanse them. They don't have any larvae to feed for a couple of weeks, so they can't pass that bacteria on, and they'll get it out of their system. But you take the comb and the brood that was infected and burn it, get rid of it.
If they found a miticide for this new mite that they say if it becomes established, gonna wipe out 60% of it.
So
Trupalelaps. Well, there's a number of teams from the U.S. and other countries that are over in Thailand and Korea right now studying that and testing all the products that are available and some that aren't even legal to find that out. So hopefully before it gets here, they'll be able to figure that out.
Formic works.
Formic works on them.
Yeah, but it's high powered Formic too. That's what they're using.
But the AEES, because, we the government, we like alphabet soup. It's the Apicultural Extension Educators of America. So it's people in positions like mine at multiple institutions. I think there's about 40 people in our group so far at 25 different universities. And it's just to promote the programs that we have, to work together in a kind of a multi-state way, just to share information between ourselves and also to help you guys. So Anna Heck, who's up in Minnesota.
She's in Michigan now.
Or Michigan, that's right, yeah. So she's a big part of it, but there's a lot of folks. And it's so that we can take publications that we develop and disseminate them wider, instead of every single state having to reinvent everything from scratch. We can share it around.
I just want to remind people that when Varroa first came to the United States, our threshold recommendations were like 8 to 12 mites per 100 bees. And part of that was because the mites weren't vectoring
all virus, or huge amounts of viruses. And so sometimes when you see a shift and you're carrying a higher mite level, it could be the genetics where they're just being interrupted. But it could also very well be that if you're in an isolated enough location, you might have viruses shift so that you don't have the lethal viruses in your apiary, which fine. That's a method, right?
Yeah,
that's definitely a method. But you're always at the risk of having the virus just move in and shift. And that's not a warning or anything. It's just sometimes what we're seeing could be viruses that are killing the bees, not the mites that are killing the bees.
Even if you're not selling nukes, the first time you go in and do a good thorough inspection early in the year, you got very little brood, you got very little food in there. And so get rid of the worst 2 or 3 combs and replace them. And if you do that, you'll get on a cycle where about every 4 years, they'll all be renewed.
Enjoy this session.
Amen.
Any more questions before we go? I mean, this is it. We've run a long time, but I think it's necessary to do this. All right, we're done then, and then we'll get a few minutes here, get ready for our business meeting.
All right, thanks for watching, guys. So I hope this piqued your interest in the full video that'll be posting a little bit later, and maybe even come into the Arkansas Convention next year. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.